that have been here. The older guys, the coaches, our fan base, everybody. It sucks. We're right there. Went to overtime. Had an opportunity, it sucks. But I mean, that's the game that we play, and you got to find a way to sort of have it fuel you and have that roll into next year, like with that taste in your mouth. So, yeah.
Have you watched it back yet, or is it still kind of too fresh to do?
Yeah, I haven't even watched it yet. So, it's just all the emotions and stuff from the season, and just showing my love to my guys, my teammates. That's where my focus has been. But when the time is right, I'll watch it.
Is there a play that sticks out to you, a regret that you have about a play that possibly was there that guys just couldn't make?
I mean, there's things that happen, throughout the game, like second half. I just wish, we would have been on, with the opportunities that we had with, their turnovers or our defense getting stops. I just keep thinking about, those 3 and outs that we had, and what an opportunity we had to go take control of the game. And so, there's a couple plays where, I think I would have hit BA on some of the reads. But outside of that, it's just a culmination of the whole game. Like, you could have done a million things, right? And so, at the end of the day, it's a team sport, man. And as a team, like, I think we all could have done a little bit better in some areas and stuff. But we win and lose together. So
You mentioned the Chiefs playing man-to-man coverage, a lot more man-to-man coverage than you were expecting. Was that one of the reasons why, maybe the throws to BA and the throws to Debo were, not as prevalent as they normally are?
Yeah, I think just whatever our play call was, and then obviously them playing man. Maybe it wasn't something that we weren't expecting a whole lot of, and it's a credit to the Chiefs, secondary. They did a good job with getting hands on our guys pretty early and really just being sticky and being right on them. So that's just sort of how it goes. I think we all have to learn from it and understand what we can do better next time, because I feel like teams will obviously watch it and try to have that kind of plan for the next season. So that's just sort of how it went. We got to learn from it, but I still feel like regardless, like we still had opportunities to win the game outside of them just playing man coverage, but they did it well, and it's a credit to them.
Right. That's for McDuffie on that play. In hindsight, were you supposed to go to Juwan there, or if you had known, pre-snap that McDuffie could be coming, should you have gone to Ayuk?
Yeah, I mean, like regardless, I'm supposed to read it inside out. JJ was hot, and feel like going to him in a man-to-man situation is sort of what I was thinking. But with him blitzing, I think there was an opportunity for me to hit BA there, and that's something I have to learn from and be real with myself about. I told BA obviously, like, man, wish I would have hit you there, or at least attempted to go to you. But I mean, at practice, I've hit the outside slant a million times in that cover 0, and having our receiver win outside. And obviously I trusted JJ to win a contested ball like it was going to be. So that's just what happened in the moment.
There were a handful of times they had free runners coming through the game. I know sometimes that's just a numbers game. You can't get enough blockers on them. But were there communication issues at all with protection or anything that you could sense throughout the game?
I mean, yeah, there were some things, but that's just the game of football, man. Defenses do a good job of disguising things or dialing things up and catching us off guard. I feel like everybody's mindset and the offense going into the game was where it needed to be. We're prepared, but the Chiefs did a good job scheming things up and like I said, like catching us off guard at some points, and that's part of the game. That's football. So for me to have to move around and extend stuff if there's a guy up the middle or whatever, like that's part of it. Obviously, you don't want that to be the case all the time, but they did a good job. But that's just how it went.
Sorry, on the 3rd and 4 that you're talking about, I mean, Chris Jones was on you fast, but you're saying you still could have made a quicker decision. Is that right?
I think that was a different. Are you talking about the?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, different ones.
My bad.
That
okay.
one.
3rd and 4th and 9 in overtime.
Yeah, I mean that one. Yeah, that was a tough situation there. I don't know if I could have made a quicker decision or not. I was trying to be safe with the ball, and obviously JJ opened up, but I didn't know where the corner was at by the time I released the ball, and I was trying to be safe and smart with it, and knew that we can get a field goal on the next down. So that's where my mindset was at. But just throughout the game before that, there was some other plays where it happens and you got to make a play. So that's what I meant by that.
Were you
Sorry.
aware of the new overtime rules in the moment that the Chiefs were going to get the ball back no matter what, or were you under the impression you were driving down for the win potential?
No, I knew. Before that, I asked Greasy on the sideline before we went into overtime, like, hey, just to clarify, like, what are the rules? And he goes, it's the playoffs. So he explained the rules to me and everything. So I had an understanding of it.
Brock, when you woke up Monday morning, what was the first thing you thought of?
Obviously the game, us, how we came up short. Obviously it's a sucky feeling, but I also am trying to have the perspective of, all right, this is happening for a reason. It's all part of all of our stories and stuff and our testimonies. So that's sort of the hope that I have for it. And more than anything, just being grateful for the kind of season that we had with the guys in this locker room, this team, this organization. We got to the Super Bowl, we went to overtime, we fell short of it. It sucks. We wanted it. We gave our all this year. But man, I had the opportunity to do it with some really good people, and I'm thankful for that.
Brock, did you have a message?
What do you have to do on your arm this offseason, Brock? And obviously it's going to be, you'll have more time, I guess, to prepare for this kind of season since you're going through full rehab like last year.
Yeah, it'll be nice to, sort of work on my craft, get a real legit off season in. Obviously last year, season ended, surgery, rehab, trying to get back for the season. So it was just all so fast and going a million miles an hour. So for me to be able to take a step away for a little bit and then I think just work on my mobility, obviously continuing with my arm strength and all that will be huge for me. So I'm excited, to get better, like truly get better at my craft.
Brock, you've talked about how important it is for you to play well for the veterans. Did you have any conversations with Trent, Christian, the veterans that are on the team?
After the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just talked to him, and more than anything, I was just telling him thank you for what you've done for the team, for myself, for this organization, and that I'm sorry we couldn't get it done because I wanted it so bad for them. They put so much time into this league, and to get this kind of opportunity playing the Super Bowl is rare. And like I said before, I hurt for those guys, man. You want it so bad for those kind of guys, and so. More than anything, I was just telling them I'm sorry, and I pray that we can have an opportunity again together to get back and finish it. So,
Brock, when you say you're excited about the opportunity to get better at your craft this off season, what are you referring to? Like, what area do you think that you can make strides in?
I think just physically, with I think my arm strength, and I always say mobility, but really like my shoulder mobility, my hips, just being able to move better, and. I feel like, my rookie year I was pretty tight, and then I had surgery, so my focus was on my arm. So I feel like I could just be a little bit more elusive and stuff and how I move, and that's something that I want to get better at. And then just mentally within the playbook, man, I think year after year getting better and more comfortable with the system and how Kyle is calling things and go back on film and look at situations where I can learn from and be better in situational football. So those are all things that you can add up and hopefully I can get better at.
Do you think the running part of it, like you showed against the Lions, do you think that can become more of a kind of one of your calling cards or something that you can do more successfully next season?
We'll see. Obviously I'm going to continue to work at my explosiveness and speed. I've always done that, and so if that becomes part of the game, so be it. But I'm a quarterback. I got playmakers around me to go make plays and do all those things. So more than anything, I want to perfect go after the craft of being a good quarterback. So that's first and foremost.
What is your plan just between now and OTAs? Like where will you be, work out and that kind of stuff? Do you have that laid out yet?
I'll be around here for the most part. I'm going to get